All right, speaking of a team that might not lift anything, but we need to stand tall because, like I said to you, Jay, we scored 3 goals on the weekend against Manchester City.
How you going to stand tall when it's Lisandro Martinez against that 6'4" beast up front?
Man, we were thrashed. It was in equal parts, both disappointing and humbling, because City are that good, but we never showed up.
Were you surprised with the results? Were you surprised by the performance? Were you surprised by the result?
Look, if you look at last season, how we got hammered twice against Liverpool and against City, not necessarily the scoreline, because the one time they had their training session at Old Trafford, it was just 2-0, right? 2-0, yeah. And then they put us to the sword in the second leg at their home ground. You expect. I wasn't expecting to win the game, so I'm not surprised in terms of the result. But shipping 6 is a lot, because this is a team that had newfound confidence. We got beaten against Brighton, against Brentford, and then we're like, okay, let's get our act together. We get our win against Liverpool. We go to Arsenal, who dominated the game, but we did enough to keep them at bay, and we scored 3 goals. And you're like, okay, fine. There was like an entire 4 weeks between that game and the next league game that we played against City, but you don't expect the guys to be timid and not play football at all. You don't expect the guys to, at the very least, concede against Phil Foden. I mean, if you concede against Haaland, it's fine. It's been happening the entire season. It's going to happen the entire season. But when Phil Foden is going to the English team and he's barely snuck in because of his performances, when Jack Grealish has done the very same, and they come and they shine against you guys, you're like, but guys, it shouldn't be this bad. So, am I shocked with how badly we performed? Yes, we are, because we ran 13 Ks with the manager because we were smashed against Brentford, outperformed against Brentford, and you're like, surely it wouldn't happen again. I mean, you find characters like Martinez, Malacia, Ericsson, you're like, hey, we've got fighters in the team, something has changed. Then you get to the Etihad and you get smashed again. So this was supposed to be behind us. We can lose in their game, and there are ways to lose games. Not like this, because as I said to you, when the first goal went in, I was like, we're in for a long evening, so long afternoon, sorry. So yeah, no, that reopened some scars.
Chuck, I think that, because I saw the result before I watched the game, I watched the replay of the game,
and you in first glance, you think it was a humdinger, or do you think?
Because I thought, I saw the scoreline when it was 6-1. It's like, what the heck are Manchester United serving up at the Etihad, you know? And then having watched the game, I came away with, those are superior players playing in a superior system and at their peak. I think there are a lot of those days that are on the menu for a whole host of teams in the league and also in the Champions League. Because when I think about Haaland, for example, there's a goal he scored where you have Kevin De Bruyne who's crossing square pass, like he's crossing to him behind Varane. And he taps it in, right? There is but a window. There's a small window to be able to score that goal, because if Kevin De Bruyne hits it too wide to try to get it away from Varane, it's going to miss Haaland. But also if he hits it too early, then Haaland doesn't get there. Same thing, if he hits it too late, then Varane also then catches up to it and he clears it. Same thing with Haaland. He can't make the run too early because it's going to be offside. He can't make it too late because the ball is going to beat him. If it beats the defender, it's going to beat him as well. None of those permutations happen. The one that happens, which is 1 in 100 or maybe 1 in 50, whatever the case may be, it's a minuscule
maybe it's 1
chance.
30, but I know what you mean.
Yes. The thing that makes the odds higher, it is those players. It is their ability, and it is the execution. Like, I don't know. Yes, Varane had gone down prior to that and he was hobbling, you know, but I don't know if there's anyone else in the league in that situation who's actually able to do something about that.
Don't stop that.
So I went away thinking you can't do anything about it.
Like, dog, that pass eliminated De Gea. Varane at full stretch, and as you were saying, with those margins, it should go out. But Haaland is there because he's 6 foot whatever and he's just on fire right now. Goals like that, fine, because there's nothing we could have done. But there are goals where Phil Foden's ghosting in for the first goal. There's the one where he gets his hat-trick where Malacia's like, dude, pull him before he gets into the box, or win the ball, fight tooth and nail to get to the ball before Foden. It doesn't happen. So
even a set-piece goal, I'm like,
you know what I mean?
Consider the goals against City, not from
not
corner.
that. You know what I mean? So I'd be comfortable losing 3-0, knowing there are certain goals that we could not have done stuff about. But the others, that's where the disappointment comes in, and the performance, the general performance, because Sancho, I don't know where he was. Rashford, don't know where he was. Anthony, besides that goal, there was only one other time where he shot. other than that, he's just hugging the touchline. I'm like, but for 100 million, you can't just be hugging the touchline. My guy.
That's what I said. Like, for that price point, we need more.
And I think at the beginning of each game, I need to complain about Anthony, because I complained when he was doing his step overs. And then he scores against Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then he does that thing where he's hugging the touchline, and then it is a tame shot towards Ederson's near post. I'm like, but for 100 million, and then he scores. So maybe I should complain a lot more before the game starts. But in terms of an attacking threat, except for when City eased up, we were non-existent. There wasn't even a chance where you're like, if we throw the ball over the defense, there's a chance, because it's Akanji and Ake who aren't starters. But if you're controlling the game, it's fine. You can play anyone. You can play Grealish at right back or centre back, because United were not a threat at all, and that's the disappointing part. Bruno Fernandes or Eriksen, which is what Scholes pointed out, which I think was very correct and accurate about Uti. When you're playing the big boys, Eriksen is not the man to be holding anyone off. He does not play that game. If anything, he wants to be a 10. That's where he plays more naturally. But he's playing a deeper role, because that's where there is a space rather for him to play in the side. And he can do that against anyone else. But against City, shore up and play Scott and Fred or Scott and Casemiro. Make sure that you're stopping the waves from coming over and over again, because I think if City really wanted to, they could have put 10 on the board. They really did ease off the gas, and they still punished us anyway. I need
someone to beat Manchester United 8-2.
Well, that record still stands, and this is my bragging rights over you. But as far as the performance goes, Ntwana, as much as there's certain things we couldn't have done, it was disappointing. We're not going to get beaten like that, we hope. Not like that again, because this is similar to the Brentford game, where we're just being destroyed and you're like, what the hell's going on? Because they were 4 up in the first half, same as City, and you're like, but what the hell's going on? You don't want these to happen too often. But against Liverpool and against Arsenal, if you can fight, that does give you courage in terms of, no, we're not too bad a team, we can get certain things right. But I still worry over that front line. We have not threatened the entire season. Yes, we've gotten the goals, but if you're not throwing the ball over the line, if you're not countering or exploiting a high line, we've got nothing, and that is worrying.